All right, I'm going to call the City of Iowa City meeting to order. Today is June 16th, 2026, and it's just after 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
Alter.
Here.
Burgess.
Here.
Harmson.
Recording in progress.
Mo.
Here.
Saleh. Here. Teague.
Here.
Wyline.
Here.
All right, I want to welcome everyone to your City Hall that are in council chambers today, and those joining us virtually, welcome as well. We're going to move on to item number 2, which is proclamations. We have quite a few today. Super excited for everybody that is here with us. 2A is going to be Democratic Republic of Congolese Independence Day, and this will be read by Councilor Harmson.
Thank you. Whereas on June 30th, 1960, the Democratic Republic of the Congo achieved its independence, marking a historic milestone in the pursuit of freedom, self-determination, and national sovereignty. And the nation continues to play a vital role in the global community through its rich cultural heritage and its vast natural resources, including critical minerals essential to modern technology, renewable energy, communications, and transportation, making the nation an indispensable contributor to global economic development and technological advancement. And whereas the Democratic Republic of the Congo is home to extraordinary cultural, linguistic, and artistic diversity, and Congolese Americans continue to enrich communities throughout the city of Iowa City and across the United States through their contributions to education, business, public service, the arts, and civic life. And whereas 2026 marks a moment of pride for Congolese people around the world as the Leopards seek a return to the FIFA World Cup for the first time since 1974, while the United States hosts the tournament and welcomes the spirit of international friendship and cultural exchange. And whereas, while celebrating the achievements, resilience, and aspirations of the Congolese people, we also recognize the ongoing humanitarian challenges faced by many communities, particularly in eastern Congo, where decades of conflict, violence, and instability, spanning more than 30 years, have claimed countless lives, displaced millions of people, and continue to affect individuals, families, and communities seeking peace, security, and opportunity. And whereas Congolese Independence Day provides an opportunity not only to celebrate freedom and national pride, but also to honor those affected by conflict, affirm our shared commitment to peace, justice, and human dignity, and express solidarity with Congolese Americans and Congolese people around the world. Now, therefore, Sean Harmson, on behalf of Bruce Teague, who is the mayor of Iowa City, do hereby proclaim June 30th, 2026 to be Democratic Republic of Congolese Independence Day in Iowa City, Iowa, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the rich history, culture, resilience, and contributions of the Congolese people. Be it further resolved that we call upon all Americans to stand in solidarity with Congolese Americans and the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, not only in celebration of this occasion, but also in support of efforts to end violence, address humanitarian challenges, advance lasting peace and security, and promote a future of dignity, opportunity, and hope for all. And we have a contingent of people here to accept the proclamation, and I'll invite you up to the microphone here at the front in order to get this, and I'll let you introduce yourselves as you speak.
Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, honored guests, and members of our community. My name is Nema Maliabo, and I am proud to be here today. I want to say that it is a great honor to stand before you today and accept this proclamation recognizing Congolese Independence Day on behalf of the Congolese community. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the Council for taking this time to acknowledge and to celebrate the history, culture, and contributions. This recognition means more than words can express. On June 30th, 1960, the Democratic Republic of Congo gained its independence. For Congolese people around the world, this day represents resilience, strength, and the enduring hope of a people who have continued to persevere through generations and challenges. It is a day where we celebrate our rich culture, our many languages, our food, our music, our traditions, and the pride we carry as Congolese people. As a member of the Congolese diaspora, I am especially grateful for this opportunity that allows us to share our heritage and educate others about our history. Our community may be far from our homeland, but our values of unity, family, and faith and perseverance remain deeply rooted in who we are. This year, we have another reason to celebrate. After 52 years, the Democratic Republic of Congo has qualified for the FIFA World Cup. For millions of Congolese people across the globe, this achievement represents for far more than sports. It is a symbol of our possibility. It reminds us that no matter how long the journey may be, perseverance can lead to extraordinary moments of triumph. For young Congolese people especially, it is a powerful reminder that our nation belongs on the world stage and that our dreams are worth pursuing. Yet as we celebrate, we also carry heavy hearts. We cannot speak about the Congo without acknowledging the ongoing conflict in Eastern Congo, where countless of families continue to face violence, displacement, and uncertainty. Today we remember those who have lost their lives, have been forced from their homes, and whose hope continue for peace. Today, this proclamation sends a powerful message that our stories matter, our culture matters, and our community matters. It reminds us that diversity strengthens our city and that when we take the time to recognize one another's histories, we build a more welcoming and united community for everyone. To our Congolese youth everywhere, you are not just the future, but you are a present strength of our nation. Thank you again, Mayor and City Council members, for this meaningful recognition. On behalf of the Congolese community, I am proud to accept this proclamation and proud to celebrate the enduring spirit of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Happy Congolese Independence Day. Asante.
Thank you. Welcome.
Wow, beautiful speech.
Yes.
I will try. My name is Alan. I'm a reverend, a pastor, one of the community leaders as well. Distinguished guests, honorable representative of the United States, member of the Congolese community, ladies and gentlemen, it is both a privilege and a profound honor to stand before you today as we commemorate the Independence Day of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. On behalf of the Congolese community, I would first like to express our sincere gratitude to the people and government of the United States of America. For generations, this nation has welcomed individuals and families from all around the world, including thousands of Congolese who have found here opportunities for education, entrepreneurship, faith, service, and the pursuit of a better future. We are equally grateful for the remarkable leadership demonstrated by the United States in peacefully hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Beyond the sporting spectacle, this event has become a symbol of unity among nations and people. As Congolese, we are proud to see our national team participating on this global stage and to witness the spirits of friendship and hospitality that characterized this great nation. Today, we also wish to acknowledge and thank the United States for its continued commitment to peace and stability in Great Lake region of Africa. The diplomatic effort undertaken in support of dialogue and reconciliation between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda, including the Washington Peace Accord initiative, represent an important contribution toward lasting peace, religion, cooperation, and prosperity of millions of people. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict. It is the foundation upon which development, education, economic growth, and human dignity are built. We remain hopeful that this effort will continue to bear fruits for present and future generations. Finally, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to the city of Iowa City and all those who have chosen to recognize and celebrate the Congolese people, our culture, our history, and our contribution to society. Such gesture strengthen the bonds of friendship between our nation and remind us that diversity remains one of the humanity's greatest strengths. As we celebrate the independence of Democratic Republic of the Congo, let us renew our commitment to peace, unity, justice, and mutual respect among all people. May God bless the Democratic Republic of the Congo. May God bless the United States of America. And may God bless the friendship between our two nations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I promise I won't do a speech for Congo because I just want to let you guys know that this is very important for Congo, but I want to present you, these are actually the leaders in the Congolese community that if you want to rely on Congo refugees or just the community, these are the people that will come in, you bring. So please bear with them for them to say something if that's okay.
Of course, yes, yes. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this honor to stand in front of you and say something about this great day of proclamation. My name is Junior Diaswama. I'm a pastor. I need just to say something about this day, this great day, this celebration. Thank you for recognizing our culture and the 60th anniversary of the Congo's attainment of national and international sovereignty. This proclamation serves as both encouragement and recognition of our culture and our sovereignty. We thank the United States of America for its efforts toward peace and stability in the DRC, our country, aiming the secure, lasting peace in the eastern of region. God bless. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless Congo. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear Congolese brothers and sisters, dear American friends, my name is Jean-Marie, known in Iowa as Papa Jean. I'm the past president of Congolese community here in Iowa. Today, I am honored to stand before you as we celebrate the 66th anniversary of the independence of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Although our Independence Day is celebrated on June the 3rd, I'm grateful to gather here in Iowa City, in this room today, where people from different cultures and backgrounds come together in friendships and unity. 66 years ago, our nation gained its freedom. Since then, our journey has not always been easy. We have faced challenges, hardship, and moments of pain. Yet through it all, the Congolese people have remained strong, resilient, and full of hope. The Congo is more than a country. It is a land of extraordinary beauty, rich culture, immense natural wealth, and above all, remarkable people like we are. Our greatest resource is not beneath our soul. It is the courage, talent, and spirit of our people. Today, I call upon all Congolese wherever they may be, to work together to build a peaceful, united, and prosperous nation for future generations. To our American friends, thank you. Thank you for celebrating with us. Your friendships reminds us that despite our different backgrounds, we share the same hopes of peace, opportunity, and a better future. As we celebrate our 66th birthday as an independent nation, let us look forward with faith, determination, and pride. Maybe you don't know, as I was saying, our country is now standing in a crucial turning point. We are facing many challenges. The path to seek for a lasting peace process with our neighbors. The challenges of ending the war instability in the eastern part of the Congo. And the opportunity we have in the FIFA World Cup to be united together behind our soccer national team to win the cup. That's why I call all Congolese to unite behind our team, to unite behind our people, to rebuild a strong Congo and more beautiful than ever before, so that we may leave a proud legacy for future generations. Long live Africa, long live America, long live Iowa City, and long live Congo. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. So I thank for to be here. Thank you for the major. Thank you for the members, and thank you for the guest. Prince Empire Bashimbe. I'm the leader of United Youth. It's a group of youth we come together for share the word of God, for pray together, have a game together, to come together for every activity like youth activity. So I'm thankful to be here and celebrating the independence of Congo. Not just celebrating, it's not just a simple celebrating, but it's a big one. We're celebrating 66 years for independence, and we're so grateful to be here, part of this celebration with America. We're so grateful. And another one I can say, we're so thankful to America to recognize people come from Congo. I'm the one come from the East Africa, East Congo, Bukavu, Sud Kivu. So we hope the peace will sign, it will bring hope for our family, for our brother and sister in Congo. Thank you, and we're so grateful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hi everyone. Moi c'est Eli Boa Kapiamba
My name is Eli Boa Kapiamba.
et je suis l'un des fils de la République démocratique du Congo.
I am one of the sons of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Je suis le président de la Fondation Futur Favorable
I am the president of foundation called Futur Favorable.
et laquelle fondation est là pour soutenir les démunis ainsi que les réfugiés qui sont éparpillés ça et là dans mon pays, la République démocratique du Congo.
And my foundation help all the refugees or the people in Eastern Congo, refugees and immigrants that actually fled the country.
Mais qu'il me soit permis, étant donné que ce n'est pas ce qui est à l'ordre du jour, mais l'ordre du jour est à la célébration de l'indépendance de la République démocratique du Congo.
And if it's permitted to me, even though it's not on the agenda, but we are here to celebrate the Democratic Republic of Congo Independence Day.
Et en ce jour si spécial, je voulais dédier ces jours mémorables de la République démocratique du Congo à notre population de la province de l'Est, du Sud Kivu et du Nord Kivu.
And I would like to dedicate this time to the community, the Congolese community on East Congo of North and South Kivu.
Quand bien même il y a eu beaucoup des avancées avec l'accord de paix qui a été signé à Washington entre les deux pays, notamment la République démocratique du Congo et le Rwanda.
Even though there was a peace signing here in America that happened for both of the countries at war, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda.
Mais je plaiderai plus que les autorités américaines qui ont pris l'initiative de pouvoir mener ces beaux offices, de pouvoir veiller à ce que cet accord soit respecté dans son entièreté.
And I'm pleading the American government that brought these two countries together for peacekeeping to please make sure that it happened and there's peace.
Parce que tous les jours qui passent, il y a au moins un Congolais qui meurt et c'est là injustement pour une guerre d'agression qui n'a pas son nom et son sens à expliquer.
And each day a Congolese person dies because of a war that doesn't have any explanation why they are killing Congolese people.
Alors, je plaide vraiment que ceci puisse arriver à qui de droit afin de trouver une solution et cela durable et définitive.
And I'm pleading with the government and everyone to make this peacekeeping to be the final peacekeeping and that it will remain and you end the war.
Et je voulais féliciter encore une fois de plus les autorités américaines, étant donné qu'ils ont joué un grand rôle pour la stabilité de la République démocratique du Congo.
I would like to thank the government of America for playing that role in bringing the two countries together, especially the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Sans ces efforts, aujourd'hui, on ne serait pas au concert des nations, du football des nations.
Without this agreement, we will not be able to participate at the World Cup here in this country.
Et vous allez vous rendre compte que cela fait 52 ans plus tard. Donc, il fallait qu'il y ait un président Donald Trump au pouvoir afin que la stabilité revienne au pays pour que nous puissions avoir les esprits posés afin de participer aussi à cette Coupe du Monde.
That was a little longer. It's been 52 years, if you can see, that we joined the World Cup, FIFA, and there had to be a president such as President Trump to bring that to happen.
Donc, c'est un honneur pour nous et nous disons merci de tout cœur pour tout ce que le gouvernement américain ne cesse de faire pour la République démocratique du Congo.
And it's an honor for us, and we're thanking the government and all of you for everything that you are doing for the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Et c'est là, je ne veux pas prendre beaucoup de paroles. Je ne dis que merci et je dis que vive la République démocratique du Congo et que vive l'accord de paix des États-Unis avec la RDC et le Rwanda et que vive les États-Unis.
And I'm not going to take more time. Long live the Republic Democratic of Congo. Long live America. Long live this peacekeeping agreement between both countries, the Congo and Rwanda.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for your comments. We're going to move on to 2B, Proclamation, Juneteenth, National Freedom Day. Whereas Juneteenth, National Freedom Day, commemorates June 19, 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger led Union soldiers into Galveston, Texas, bringing news that the Civil War had ended and the Emancipation Proclamation declared all slaves to be free. And whereas in 1866, Juneteenth commemorations began to be celebrated, consisting of prayer services, inspirational speeches, reading of the Emancipation Proclamation, food, games, and dances. And whereas Juneteenth reflects our community's deep belief in liberty and equality for all individuals. And whereas Juneteenth celebrates the strength and resolve of African Americans throughout history and is an opportunity to honor African American culture, art, history, and achievement as all benefit from a greater understanding and appreciation of the experiences of others. And whereas the first major Juneteenth celebration in Johnson County was hosted by the Club Kazi, a group in 2007 whose name means to work in Swahili, and was held on June 26, 2011 at Mercer Park. And whereas beginning in 2020, the City of Iowa City officially recognized Juneteenth as a city holiday. And whereas this year's Juneteenth celebration includes live performances, fashion showcases, community meals, and cultural reflections, the June 19th event is presented by the Black Voices Project and Dream City at the South District Market. Now, therefore, I, Bruce Teague, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth National Freedom Day in Iowa City and encourage community members to participate in this commemorative event. And to accept this proclamation is the one and only Mrs. Billy and Orville Townsend.
And Billy Townsend and Orville Townsend. We'd like to thank the City of Iowa City and the City Council for acknowledging Juneteenth again. It's been a long time since I've been asked to speak on Juneteenth, and I guess I have to give a little update because we were celebrating Juneteenth on the University of Iowa campus prior to. But that's more history that we'll have to add. I'd like to invite everyone out on the 19th to the old Pepperwood Plaza for the celebration. There will be music, there will be fashion, there will be fun, and lots of food to celebrate this very special day. Because when you think of 2 years not knowing that you had freedom, 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, and here you are a slave in Texas, not knowing that you have this freedom. If we're not careful of the way things are going with our government right now, we'll be in that same situation again. So I'm hoping that we get rid of our blinders and we start listening and pay attention to what our country is going through right now. 200 years, we're very, very young. And what has happened in our past, if we're not careful, and since the government is trying to erase our history, that we have to pass this information down to not only our black children, our black and brown children, but to your children also, so that we don't find ourselves in that position again. Thank you for this proclamation. There's also a celebration on the 20th in Coralville at Mercer Park. I think it also starts at 1 o'clock. I think it's their first celebration for Juneteenth, if I'm not mistaken. Come out both days, enjoy it, have fun.
My name is Orville Townsend. I came to our city in 1962 on a football scholarship. And as a young person, my priorities were no place close to where they should have been. But our city is a very unique community. It has changed immensely over the years. I'm very proud, and I have a very warm feeling at this time when I think back what our city was like in 1962 when I arrived here. And I look at all the progress we made and what we've evolved to become today. The fact that you are acknowledging Juneteenth says a lot about our city. But more important, it says a lot about not only who we are, but who we're striving to be and what we're willing to do to excel beyond who we currently are. So I would say to our city, thank you for your acknowledgement, thank you for what you do, and God bless you.
Thank you both. And I see other Black Voices project members here as well, so thank you all for joining as well. We're going to move on to item number 2C, Proclamation 2C, which is National Farmers Market Week, and this will be read by Councilor Weiline.
Whereas farmers markets serve as essential hubs for fresh, locally grown produce and farm-made goods, providing a vital link between our farmers and the communities they nourish. And whereas the Iowa City Parks and Recreation Department has operated the Iowa City Farmers Market for 53 years, growing it into the largest reoccurring weekly event in Iowa City. And whereas these markets foster direct relationships between consumers and growers, offering transparency in food sourcing and supporting local economies. And whereas farmers markets create vibrant public spaces, contribute to community health, and celebrate the rich agricultural heritage of our nation. And whereas these markets play a critical role in expanding access to nutritious food, promoting sustainable farming practices, and empowering local farmers to thrive. And whereas National Farmers Market Week provides an opportunity to recognize the important contributions of farmers markets to the health, economy, and well-being of our communities, and whereas this recognition encourages all residents to explore and support their local farmers markets, thereby strengthening the bonds of community and fostering a deep appreciation for the bounty of our land. Now, therefore, I, Oliver Weiline, on behalf of Bruce Teague, Mayor of Iowa City, hereby proclaim the week of August 2nd through 8th, 2026 as National Farmers Market Week in Iowa City, and encourage all residents to join in this observance by visiting their local farmers markets, celebrating our agricultural heritage, and supporting the farmers and vendors who bring fresh local products to our tables.
Thank you so much for that. And we're going to go ahead and read the next, have Councilor Mayor Pro Tem Alter read 2D, which is National Parks and Recreation Month.
Whereas parks and recreation are an integral part of communities throughout this country, providing places for health, wellness, connection, and conservation. And whereas parks and recreation promotes physical, emotional, and mental well-being through a variety of programs, services, and natural spaces that make a difference in the lives of millions of people every day. And whereas local parks and recreation agencies manage nearly 1 million acres of open space and contribute to the protection of natural resources and wildlife habitats. And whereas these public spaces provide inclusive environments where people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds can gather, recreate, and build community. And whereas parks and recreation professionals are essential frontline workers who plan, manage, and maintain these spaces and programs to ensure public access and safety. And whereas the month of July has been recognized as National Parks and Recreation Month since 1985, celebrating the vital role parks and recreation play in our communities. Now, therefore, I, Megan Alter, on behalf of Bruce Teague, Mayor of Iowa City, hereby proclaim the month of July 2026 as National Parks and Recreation Month in Iowa City, and urge all residents to recognize the benefits of parks and recreation and to participate in events, volunteer opportunities, and activities that enhance the quality of life in our community.
And to accept both this proclamation and the National Farmers Market Week is Julie Seidel Johnson, our Parks and Recreation Director.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'll keep my comments very brief. We're grateful for your recognition of the programs and services offered by our department Farmers Market, it's fun getting these in the same night because Farmers Market is one of the largest programs that we offer to the community. We see ourselves as fostering community engagement, getting people to meet their neighbors, leave their own homes, get to be a part of the fabric of our community. We thank you for your support to make that happen through our parks, our forestry, our rec centers, our pools, everything that makes Iowa City a really great place to live. Also want to mention the extended hours at Robert A. Lee this summer. Unfortunately, we had the announcement last week that City Park Pool would not open. We do have expanded hours at Robert A. Lee, including a lot of events coming up this summer. So watch for those. Watch for some special things with Farmers Market Week in August. And we, once again, thank you for recognizing this.
Thank you. And we are on to Proclamation 2E, World Refugee Day, read by Councilor Sala.
Whereas World Refugees Day is observed annually in June 20 and was officially designated by the United Nations General Assembly in 2000, with the first global observance taking place on June 20, 2001. 2001, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the 1951 Convention relating to the status of refugees, and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees continue to lead international effort to protect and assist people who have been forced to flee their home due to conflict, violence, and human rights violations. And whereas in the aftermath of the Second World War, the international community affirmed through global agreement that the right to seek safety and protection is fundamental human right intended for all people, not for a selected few. And whereas millions of people around the world continue to be forcibly displaced, and the protections of refugees remain a shared responsibility that strengthens communities, promotes stability, and saves lives. And whereas refugees has become an integral part of Iowa City, contributing to the strength and vitality of our community through their work in healthcare, education, hospitality, manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and public service, while also enriching our neighborhood with diverse culture, language, tradition, and perspective. And the city of Iowa City has long been recognized as welcoming communities that value inclusion, support resettlement effort, and affirm the importance of ensuring that refugees are received with dignity, respect, and opportunities for fully participating in civic and community life. And whereas the city of Iowa City recognizes the importance of compassion, inclusion, and global cooperation in responding to displacement, and acknowledge the effort of organizations, volunteers, and residents who support refugees in pursuing safety, dignity, and opportunity. Now, therefore, I, Mazahir Saleh, on behalf of Bruce Teague, Mayor of Iowa City, do hereby proclaim June 2026 to be World Refugees Day in Iowa City, and encourage all residents to recognize the courage and the resilience of refugees to deepen understanding of global displacement, and to support efforts that uphold the right of all people to seek safety and protection. Be it further resolved, the city of Iowa City joined the United Nations and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in reaffirming its commitment to protect human rights, advancing peaceful solutions to displacement, and ensuring that all people may live in safety, freedom, and dignity. And here to accept, I see like many, B.U. and Barbara, and
Here you go.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm Britta Loftus. I'm the Vice President of the United Nations Johnson County chapter, and we just wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to recognize World Refugee Day today. We wanted to thank all of our community for all of the work. It's not just our organization that works with refugees in this community, obviously, and we would like to thank the contributions of the refugees in our community and throughout our country. So thank you very much. And we appreciate it. And this is my colleague, Barbara and Bijou.
Hello, I'm Barbara Eckstein. I'm a past president of the Johnson County chapter of the United Nations Association. And I just want to say briefly how grateful we are that today and many days the city supports the rights of refugees. We want to stand with refugees in our community, in this country, and around the world. They need our support.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you again for having us. I'm Bijou Maliabo, a member of the Johnson County UNA USA and a representative of the UNA USA of North Central. My colleague and I, and on behalf of Johnson County, we also are honored to join you in recognizing World Refugee Day and reflecting on the importance of standing in solidarity with refugees around the world. World Refugee Day, observed on June 20th, recognized the courage, resilience of refugees around the world and remind us that every person, just like Muzahir said, every person deserves safety, dignity, and opportunity to build a better future. Today, the global refugee crisis remains one of the most pressing humanitarian challenge of our time. According to the UNHCR, more than 117.8 million people worldwide were forcibly displaced by the end of 2025. Of these, 68.7 million are internally displaced within their own countries, while 35.6 million are refugees and others in need of international protection. Behind every statistic is a human story of loss, resilience, and determination. We see this reality in places such as in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Sudan, in Palestine, Haiti, India, Ukraine, and so many other countries where years of conflict and instability have displaced millions of people and forced many families to seek safety elsewhere. Their experiences remind us why international cooperation and humanitarian assistance are so vital. The United Nations and the United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees, or UNHCR, play a critical role in responding to these challenges. Through emergency assistance, protection services, education, healthcare, and long-term solutions, they help displaced people rebuild their lives and restore hope for the future. Their work demonstrates the power of nations working together to address global challenges and uphold the dignity and rights of all people. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Mayor Bruce Teague, and the Iowa City Council. Thank you so much for issuing this World Refugee Day proclamation. This recognition sends a powerful message that Iowa City stands for compassion, inclusion, and human dignity. I'm especially grateful that Iowa City is a community that does more than simply welcoming refugees. It accepts them as neighbors and value members of our community. For many families arriving after experiencing conflict, displacement, and uncertainty, finding a place where they are embraced and supported can be life-changing. Iowa City has demonstrated that diversity strength, communities, and welcoming those in need and reach all of us. As we mark World Refugee Day, I encourage all of us to continue standing with refugees, supporting their integration, and ensuring that Iowa City remain a place where people seeking safety can find belonging, opportunity, and hope. I also invite you to support the importance of the United Nations and UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency. Their efforts provide protection, humanitarian assistance, and hope for millions of people displaced around the world. One way to make a difference is to contact your Congress, your member of Congress, and encourage them to strongly support the UN and to stay engaged with them. I also encourage those who share this value to consider becoming member of the UN USA or Johnson County, if you live in Johnson County. Through advocacy, education, service, we can help strengthening international cooperation and promote peace, human rights, sustainable development, and humanitarian action. In this World Refugee Day, let us reaffirm our shared commitment to human dignity and remember that every refugee deserves not only safety, but also the opportunity to thrive. Together, we can help build a world where compassion triumphs over fear, where communities open their doors to those in need, and where every person has the chance to live in peace and hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would also like to say thank you. I was supposed to bring some family from Eastern Congo who were in a refugee camp. Unfortunately, they were not able to make it, but I'm grateful that she came. She has a beautiful story, sad story, not beautiful, but it's sad. And also I would like to thank Prince. I think he left. He's also somebody that actually experienced those wars. So maybe one day you guys will hear the story. So thank you.
Thank you, and thank you all for coming for proclamations. All right, we're going to move on in our agenda to our consent agenda, which is items 3 through 8. Could I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Mo.
Second, Burgess.
All right. Is there anyone in person or online that would like to address any item on our consent agenda? Seeing no one in person or online, council discussion. Roll call, please.
Burgess.
Yes.
Harmson.
Yes.
Mo.
Yes.
Sala.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Wyline? Yes.
Alter.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We are on to item number 9, which is our community comment. This is an opportunity for anyone present in council chambers to give comments on any item that is not on our agenda. If there's anyone that would like to give comment on an item that is not on our agenda, please come forth now. There is a sign-in here at the podium that you'll be able to sign your name. And just know that the council will not be able to engage due to open meeting laws, but we will be, we welcome you to speak for up to 3 minutes during this time. Welcome. Please state your name and city you're from.
Thank you, sir. My name is Chase Potza. I'm from Dubuque, Iowa. I just wanted to stop and talk to everyone in the committee. I talked to a couple different people about some different things that I think you guys would be able to benefit from with your inner city deer hunting program. You guys, I definitely looked through the years of surveys and explanations of what you guys have done from year to year, and the different collisions and neighborhood complaints about the deer. And you guys are definitely on the right track to get down the deer numbers of what you would like. The last survey that I seen was 322 deer in 2025. The year before that was double that number, 633. And that same kind of correlation happened around 08, 09 time when you guys were having the bow hunting program after you guys did the sharpshooters around 2000, 2001. And it's something where when you have more pressure, the deer are going to congregate to where there isn't people and pressure. So that's why these surrounding borders or perimeters outside the city, you're seeing a lot of numbers of deer harvested, and that's really good to have extra tags oriented to those perimeters, because inner city deer are going to go where, you know, they feel most safe. You know, they will get used to people and all that. But there's certain things in your application process with having, and then certain rules of having to carry your bow in a bow case to your stand. You know, if you're trying to do a deer hunt, you know, that's kind of hindering you with the sound, and you can walk up to a deer and see a deer. And I also seen a rule where you have to be in 50 square acres to be hunting from a ground blind. And I totally see the safety precautions and all that. And I truly believe that when you're in certain areas, having the lieutenant come out and see how safe some of these areas can, because everyone doesn't have, you know, multiple acres. And I just want to thank you all for listening and taking the time to hear me. I drove an hour and a half and tried to put on a tie for the first time, and I hope I looks all right. But I just want to thank you and wish you to keep on pursuing this bow hunting journey, because I've had a big deer that I shot in Dubuque that I'll never forget that story and that day, that morning. And thank you, and I'm sorry I'm leaving, but I got places to go. Back to Dubuque, but.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address an item that is not on our agenda at this time? All right, seeing and hearing no one, we're going to move on to item 10, which is planning and zoning matters. 10A, zoning code text amendment, code cleanup, and state preemptions. Ordinance amending Title 14 zoning code and Title 15 land subdivisions to clarify requirements and ensure compliance with changes in state law related to communication, tower facilities, and accessory dwelling units. This is our second consideration, and staff is requesting expedited action.
I move that the rule requiring that ordinances must be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting which is to be finally passed be suspended, that the second consideration and vote be waived, and that the ordinance be voted on for final passage at this time.
Moved by Mo,
Second, Saleh.
seconded by Saleh. And anyone from the public like to address this topic? If you're online, please raise your virtual hand. If you're in council chambers, please come forth. Seeing no one, council discussion. Roll call, please.
Harmson,
Yes.
Mo,
Yes.
Sala. Yes. Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Could I get a motion to pass and adopt?
So moved, Burgess.
Second, Harmson.
Roll call, please.
Mo,
Yes.
Sala. Yes. Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess. Yes. Harmson.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We're on to item number 11, which is our regular formal agenda. 11A, sale of 1002 through 1006 North Summit Street to Iowa City Affordable Housing, Inc. And this is a resolution approving the purchase agreement for the 1002 to 1006 North Summit Street property. And I'm going to open up the public hearing. And all right, we're going to turn it over to our city manager, Jeff Fruin.
Thank you, Mayor. Tracy Haiteshoe is a little under the weather and couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to pinch hit. This is as you mentioned, a resolution approving the purchase agreement for the North Summit Street property. We've talked quite a bit about this affordable housing development that the city will be undertaking in the past several months. What you're doing tonight is authorizing the conveyance of this property to the newly formed nonprofit that is acting on behalf of the the Housing Authority. By placing this property in the nonprofit, we're able to apply for the state of Iowa's Workforce Housing Tax Credits Program, which we hope will result in a piece of the funding puzzle that will enable this project to get out of the ground here next year. I'm happy to answer questions about that. I did want to mention that last night we held our Good Neighbor meeting on this property, and thankful for the 15 to 20 residents of the Summit Street, Deweyville area that came out. They had fantastic comments, and you would have been really proud of your staff from the Housing Authority and the partners at Shive Hattery that presented. Truly was a good give and take. I think the residents came away understanding the project quite a bit better, and we on the city side understood a lot of their hopes and concerns for the project a lot better as well. So off to a great start with those neighborhood connections too. If there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them on the property conveyance.
Great. No questions for you. All right. Anyone from the public like to address this topic? If you're online, please raise your virtual hand. Seeing no one in council chambers or online, I'm going to close the public hearing. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved, Wyline.
Second, Alter.
All right, council discussion.
I'll just say I heard from a constituent that the Good Neighbor meeting was really good and that staff did a really good job. So that was an apt description, sounds like.
Yeah, exciting project.
Roll call, please.
Sala?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Wyline?
Yes.
Alter?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Harmson?
Yes.
Mo?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. 11B, Protected Bike Lane Pilot Project. Resolution approving project manual and estimate of cost for the construction of the Protected Bike Lane Pilot Project. Establishing amount of bid security to accompany each bid, directing city clerk to post notice to bidders, and fixing time and place for receipt of bids. I'm going to open up the public hearing, and welcome.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Aline Tumaki, and I'm a senior engineer in the Public Works Department. Today, I will show you a brief presentation on the upcoming Protected Bike Lane pilot project. This project will be located on Dodge Street between Brown Street and Market Street, and on Governor Street between Brown Street and Jefferson Street. These two streets form a one-way pair in a high-activity corridor connecting residential neighborhoods to downtown Iowa City. A little bit of project background. The Iowa City Bicycle Master Plan directs targeted infrastructure improvements to help make bicycling an integral part of the community life. Additionally, the strategic plan includes an action item to consider adding or retrofitting bike pathways that are separated from streets or protected utilizing flexible bollards, resulting in highly traveled corridors that have separated trails or comfortable, safe lanes for bicyclists. As for the existing conditions, both corridors currently have buffered bike lanes, a 6-foot bike lane with a 2-foot painted buffer, providing a starting point for this pilot upgrade. For the project scope, this project will upgrade the existing buffered bike lanes along Dodge and Governor one-way pair with the following physical improvements. These flexible delineators physically separate cyclists from vehicle traffic, providing a clear and protected boundary. This low-profile curbing reinforces the protected bike lane edge and prevents vehicle encroachment into the bike corridor, especially at intersections. And the floating bus stop, which is basically a redesigned bus stop configuration that allows safe boarding and alighting without blocking the bike lane. And lastly, green bike lane pavement marking for enhanced visibility. This is a pilot project, and its maintenance related to street sweeping, snow plowing, refuse collection, and delineator replacement will require routine adjustments and a combined effort from streets, parks, resource management, and transportation services departments. As for the construction timeline and costs, we are expecting bids until July 7th, and we will be awarding this project on July 14th, with the anticipated construction in August and September of 2026. The estimated construction cost is $150,000. And with that, I'll open for questions or.
I'm curious, these are installed seasonally and removed, so for snow removal, is that right?
No. The protected bike lane is supposed to be year-round.
Okay. I felt at a previous presentation we talked about they are removable because of the future street project, and then could be reused. Am I misunderstanding?
Yes. No, that is correct. So Dodge Street is supposed to be reconstructed, and as of right now, the construction is supposed to start in 2028. The intent is to have these protected bike lanes on Dodge Street to remain in place until construction begins, at which point they could be removed and reinstalled once Dodge Street has been reconstructed.
Okay. And what is the lifespan of one of these bollards? How many does any community have a good example of them lasting a long time or not?
Well, it depends, I guess, how often they get hit.
Okay.
And how often they get replaced.
Yeah. I assume a car strike, they're 1 year, and if not, they last a long time?
I mean, they're flexible, so they can get hit quite a few times before they need a replacement. The only thing that's likely concerning is if they get pulled from the pavement because they are bolted in. So once they get pulled in, I guess, I would assume we would need to find a different location to mount these flexible bollards.
But they stay in the winter, and then there's sort of two snow removal processes where there's a big snow plow here, and then probably the brush and the bike lane.
And a smaller equipment in the bike lane.
Great, thanks for that.
Yes.
I am curious, so currently we would do our snow removal. Now, is this state highway?
Yes.
So is the contract for the snow removal, are we contracted with the state to do the snow removal? No.
I'm not sure about that. I just know that the city performs snow removal on.
I think my bigger question really isn't related to that. It is for the manual small plow, the brush plow. Is that something the city staff is going to do, or is that something that we may contract out for?
Yes, the city staff, and in particular, it will be the Parks Department that will handle the snow removal in the bike lane.
Okay, thank you.
Now, on that note, I just want to emphasize this truly is a pilot project. We're going to have to scramble a little bit to figure out the best way to do this. So in a I would say a typical snow event, if it's snowing for several hours and our crews maybe are working 10, 12 hours, they could, especially on a street like Dodge, they could pass Dodge Street 15 to 20 times, wouldn't be out of the ordinary. And each time they take that pass, it's going to be dumping snow into that bike lane as opposed to in the grassy area between the curb and the sidewalk. We certainly wouldn't expect the same frequency from the park staff or the other team that's going to be doing that, but we have to do it frequently enough to where it's safe and accessible for those that are using it. So it's going to take a little bit of, we're going to probably ask for a little bit of patience as we figure out the best way to do that. It's going to take not only some thoughts about equipment, but staffing during those snow events. So we'll take the lessons learned, and as we've talked to you about before in the work session, our hope is that we can prove that this is successful, and then we'll see it also on Market and Jefferson, however we decide to handle bikes there, and get you all the way down to Madison and eventually across Burlington and to the west part of Iowa City in a protected fashion.
During the installation, will Dodge and Governor need to be shut?
No, the installation can be performed with temporary lane closure or like a moving work zone operation.
Right, okay.
So the installation is relatively fast, so
Okay, thanks.
we're hoping to have everything installed in a couple of weeks, depending on the lead time for certain materials. It might be a little bit longer.
Okay. And then I did have two other questions, but they're more probably directed for you because they were about the pilot. So I can put them on pause if they're.
I have one more maintenance question, and that would be when somebody eventually hits one of these and damages it, is it something that the city staff can replace this? Is there like a spare that's you guys get as part of the project, or is this we have to hire a contractor to come and reinstall?
Absolutely. We will be ordering spares for the flexible bollards.
Okay.
For the floating bus stop, it can be a little bit more difficult because that product comes from Europe, so there is a lead time for that.
Okay.
That is longer. The good thing about it is that the floating bus stop is modular, so let's say if one row of tiles get damaged, we can make the bus stop shorter by 1 foot.
Okay.
Nice.
But hopefully it won't be necessary.
Okay, thanks.
This might be well outside the scope of the engineering, but I also see Sarah Walls in the audience. Do we have any estimation of how this may impact traffic calming? Like I'm thinking specifically on Dodge Street with it starting as far north as Brown. I'll probably have a pretty significant impact. Do we have any thoughts about that?
Yes, we are aware of some speeding concerns along the corridor, and this protected bike lane might be an opportunity to slow down traffic in that section between Brown and Market, at least.
Thank you.
I had two questions about the pilot, so I'll just throw them out there and whoever feels that they can handle it. I just need a reminder, how long is the pilot intended to be?
The pilot is intended to last a year at least. Okay. If it's successful, we can probably keep it indefinitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it really will come to a halt with the reconstruction of Dodge, but then Market Jefferson, I believe, construction is 28, 29. So ideally, when the Dodge Street reconstruction is happening, we've had enough experience to know that, yes, we want them back on Dodge, and yes, we want to move forward with them on Market and or Jefferson, however we decide to handle that east-west traffic.
Okay. And how do we know it's successful? Like, what are the metrics for success?
I would say feedback from other departments and also from the public.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to have internal feedback from staff on the maintenance, right? How many times were we out there replacing bollards from the transit operation? Was that bus stop functional, as functional as we want it to be? The snow operations, how much does it cost? How much staff time? All those kind of internal metrics that show that cost side. The benefit will probably be largely feedback from the biking community, and that's where Sarah and her team kind of come in. They'll get plenty of feedback, I'm sure, and you'll have that to weigh as well.
Can I ask a follow-up to that question? I think you had two questions.
No, those were my two.
Do we know how many people are currently using that bike lane? To me, it seems like increased usage would be a really good metric to understand. Sorry, Sarah, I make you get up, but...
We don't know how many people are using it now, and I would say that increased usage, yes, but it is a part of our community that even with the protected bike lane, I don't anticipate huge numbers of people biking on it. It's really, like I always say with an individual project, it's not going to change things a lot. It's really going to be a test, I think, mostly for city services, adapting around it. But then once we get that in with the changes on Market and or Jefferson, whichever the bike lane goes to, and then, creating that entire pathway then to Madison is when things will change. I think this will mostly be a test for, city staff.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's a challenging, because of the hills. So it's not like you're going to get a lot of cyclists on that anyway. Only the
Hearing
really
no more
intrepid.
questions. All right. 1 second. Yep. Hearing no more questions from council. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Anyone from the public like to address this topic, please come forth at this time. And please state your name and city you're from.
Hi, I'm Sean McRoberts from Iowa City. I was here for another item on the agenda, but really pleased to hear about this pilot project. I think it's an excellent plan. I do bike regularly, commuting to work on Jefferson, Market, and Dodge. And so some of this project will impact my commute. So I'm eager for that, but especially eager for the expanded program upon a successful pilot. I'd note, too, that there are steep hills, but the increase of electric bikes increases the number of people biking on hills. I've swapped back and forth between my electric and analog. So I would encourage support of this pilot and look forward to its successful completion. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to address this topic? If you're online, please raise your virtual hand. I don't see anyone, online or in person. I'm going to close the public hearing. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
So move, Burgess.
Second, Mo?
Council discussion.
This is really exciting.
Yes.
Get lots of feedback from the cycling community for protected bike lanes, so very pleased to see this pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for quite some time, too.
Roll call, please.
Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Harmson,
Yes.
Mo,
Yes.
Sala.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. 11C, Napoleon Park Softball Fields 5 through 8 renovation project. Resolution approving project manual and estimate of cost for the construction of the Napoleon Park Softball Fields 5 through 8 renovation project. Establishing amount of bid security to accompany each bid. Directing city clerk to post notice to bidders and fixing time and place for receipt of bids. I'm going to open up the public hearing and welcome.
Thanks, Mayor Teague and Council. I'm Tyler Baird, Superintendent of Parks and Forestry. I'm really excited about being able to present this project to you. If you've driven by Napoleon Park any weekend, you see all of the use of that park and a lot of use from outside the community as well. So we're bringing in tourism, those dollars into the community. So this project will help renovate some of the fields there that haven't been renovated yet. So here's an overview map. There are existing trails throughout, and one extra feature of this project is a way to route traffic around instead of through the complex. We get a lot of comments from the public, both users of the complex and users of the trail system passing through of conflicts, especially during tournaments on the weekend. And if the river comes up, like we had the floodgates closed this last week for about a day, any walk or run has to be routed around, and that would send them through the complex. So that's some conflict of use during those. So on really high river years, we've had to prioritize one or the other of those type of events. Closer view here on the map. So fields 5 through 8 are the focus of this project. Fields 1 through 4 have been updated in the past. So that is where those are located. Just on the top of this frame here is our Parks and Forestry Maintenance Shop to give you a little kind of point of reference. So planned renovations, closer in view of fields 5 and 6. So a lot of the renovations kind of focus on drainage and on these two fields. So we'll be able to have more tournaments, be able to host those. This last weekend, we got these fields ready. We had to have an hour delay. Hopefully this would cut down a delay like that, because the more water we keep off those fields, especially the infields, the quicker we're able to get those tournaments up and going. And you see here some of the where the dotted lines are and whatnot. There's either drainage tile or work to create swales to keep water from flowing down that big hill off of Gilbert there onto the fields. And then fields 7 and 8. And I should mention on all 4 of these fields, the hood on the backstop will be raised and kind of extends out over a little bit. So that increases safety for the visitors as well and the spectators. So here you see more of that drainage, as well as field 8 will be mostly rebuilt to accommodate that trail kind of section that goes through that bypass. So you see on the screen there on the left, that trail will be able to bypass and meet up with the Iowa River Corridor Trail there. And a lot of people use both that and the one that goes up to the street, especially now that there's a bus stop by the entrance of our parking lot there at the Parks Maintenance Shop. One more feature with it, we'll be doing some ADA improvements in the field 1 through 4 area. So just some added pavement in those spots. And that will be happening on those fields 5 through 8 as well. But this is a way to increase that usability for everyone of fields 1 through 4 as well. Estimated construction cost, $540,000. Bid opening for July 28th, contract award August 4th, and then construction September through April. That's out of the busiest season for use of these fields. We should still be able to accommodate flag football on the other fields there like we have in the fall. There may be a short amount of time with a trail closure on the Iowa River Trail where we make that connection, but we're going to try to keep that some sort of trail access open throughout the project. And I can take any questions.
Hearing no questions, thank you. Anyone from the public like to address this topic? If you're online, please raise your virtual hand. Seeing no one in council chambers or online, I'm going to close the public hearing. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved. Burgess.
Second, Harmson.
Council discussion. Roll call, please.
Wyline.
Yes.
Alter.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Harmson.
Yes.
Moe.
Yes.
Sala.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. 11D, North Dodge Street and ACT Circle Intersection Improvements Project. Resolution approving project manual and estimate of the cost for the construction of the North Dodge Street and ACT Circle Intersection Improvements Project. Establishing amount of bid security to accompany each bid, directing city clerk to post notice to bidders, and fixing time and place for receipt of bids. I'm going to open up the public hearing, and welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Tim Schmedeke, and I'm a civil engineer here for the City of Iowa City. The North Dodge Street and ACT Circle Intersection Signalization Project is a capital improvements project that addresses sight distance issues due to the vertical curvature of Dodge Street, traffic signal warrants that determined that this intersection of Dodge Street and ACT Circle it recommended that there is a traffic signal installed there, and the future development of the former ACT campus. This image here shows the area of the project. The project will be taking place between Scott Boulevard and the I-80 eastbound exit ramp. Dodge Street will be widened to make room for additional turn lanes. A connection to the future ACT Drive will be constructed, and a right-in, right-out entrance-exit connection will be constructed for a future private road in the development. The updated turning movements include a right turn only lane coming off of northbound Dodge Street onto ACT Drive and a left turn only lane off of southbound Dodge Street onto ACT Drive. The existing left turn only lane on northbound Dodge Street into ACT Circle is already existing there, and then you'll have left turn only, right turn only, and on ACT Drive with through on both east and west there. Here's an image of the existing conditions at the intersection of North Dodge Street and ACT Circle. As you can see there, there's that left turn only. That'll stay in its same position, and Dodge Street will be widened to the right there in the green space. The proposed right-in, right-out here will be built up to the property line of the development that will connect into a future private road that will be constructed as the development expands to the north there. There are 3 different stages for the construction of this project. Dodge Street won't be closed for any of the stages, but through the 3 of them, either northbound or southbound, depending on which stage, Dodge Street traffic will be reduced to 1 lane. In the first stage here, shown in the blue, that'll be the widening of Dodge Street. As we're widening the street, that'll impact public utilities, such as water main, storm sewer, and sanitary sewer. So we'll be abandoning old water main and installing new, and removing old storm sewer and sanitary sewer and replacing it with new where there are conflicts with the widened road. Additionally, there will be accessible sidewalk curb ramps installed on 2 corners of the intersection, and the ACT drive, the new connection there, will be constructed up to the property line along with the right in, right out. In stage 2 of the construction, shown here in green, that'll be removal and replacement of pavement and the installation of a concrete median. And on the stage 3 there, shown in the red, that'll be removal and replacement of pavement and then installation of accessible sidewalk curb ramps on the remaining 2 corners of the intersection. These stages will take place in the fall, and the installation of the traffic signal will take place in the winter, with site restoration taking place in the spring of next year. The estimated construction cost of the project is $3.2 million. The bid opening will be July 7th, and the contract will be awarded on the following Tuesday, July 14th, and construction will take place from August of this year to April of next. Here's how I can be contacted. Thank you all for your time. Are there any questions?
Can you go over again? I'm sorry. What stages are going to happen during the fall?
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them?
Yep.
But the entire project goes through April?
Yes. So in the winter, that's when they'll install the traffic signal.
Okay.
And then since it's too cold to restore the site with seeding and sodding, we'll need to do that in the spring.
Okay, got it. How does it work with, I know there's a gas station, there's an entrance for that, there's a gym and like physical fitness place and a restaurant. I'm sure they've been notified, but are they going to have to deal with impeded entrances? Are people going to have difficulty getting there as there's construction?
There will be access through ACT Circle there throughout the entirety of the project. It could just be that it's possibly congested due to the 1 lane on southbound Dodge Street there coming in. But they should be able to have access on ACT off of Dodge Street onto ACT Circle for the duration.
Okay, so the businesses won't be impacted as far as people being able to get into them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was curious about, is the widening of the road due to adding a turn lane in? Sorry if I missed that.
Yeah, so right here you can see between the additional turning lanes here where it's widened, there's room for another turn lane that'll be installed as the development grows, and you have increased traffic flow through there, which will require an additional left turn lane. So that widening is to make room for those additional turn lanes there.
Okay, thank you.
And can you walk me through, it seems as though I'm thinking about the sidewalks, pedestrian on the north is existing, it gets modified. The south looks like it's dashed in, like planned. Is that something we would expect the developer to install when that site's developed? Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're seeing some of that initial grading from the developer now. If you're up in that area, you'll see a lot of the dirt being moved. Part of that is preparing for the construction of that road.
On this image here, Tim, is the darker gray concrete and the green, is the green also median?
Yep, that'll be a grass median.
Oh, okay. All right. And the sort of like arrow shaped or chevron shapes, is that just paint because that's where the additional turn lane will be?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone from the public like to address this topic? Seeing no one online or in person, I'm going to close the public hearing. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved. Mo.
Second, Burgess.
Council discussion. Roll call, please.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Harmson,
Yes.
Moe,
Yes.
Sala,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Wyline.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. 11E, Human Rights Ordinance Amendment. Ordinance amending Title II, Human Rights, Chapter 1, General Provisions, Section 1, Definitions, to add a definition of sex stereotyping, and Type 2, Human Rights, Chapter 2, Human Rights Commission, Section 3, Structure, to amend the Human Rights Commissioner terms to 2 years in accordance with state law. This is the second consideration, and staff is requesting expedited action.
I would move that the rule requiring that ordinances must be considered and voted on for passage at 2 council meetings prior to the meeting which is to be finally passed be suspended, that the second consideration and vote be waived, and that the ordinance be voted on for final passage at this time.
Moved by Mo.
Second, Burgess.
All right, anyone from the public like to address this topic? Seeing no one in person or online, council discussion. Roll call, please.
Burgess.
Yes.
Harmson,
Yes.
Moe,
Yes.
Sala,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Could I get a motion to pass and adopt?
So moved, Harmson.
Second, Sala.
Roll call, please.
Harmson,
Yes.
Moe,
Yes.
Sala,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. 11F, mobile payment only parking facilities to be treated in the same manner as parking meters and pay stations. Ordinance amending Title IX entitled Motor Vehicle and Traffic, Chapter 5 entitled Parking Meter Zones and Parking Lots, Section 3 entitled Parking in the Metered Zones, to update language and include mobile payment. This is the first consideration. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved. Alter.
Second, Wyline.
All right, and welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Darian Nagelgam, Director of Transportation Services. The Transportation Services Department is seeking to modernize our city parking facilities by reducing the number of traditional parking meters and expanding the use of our very popular mobile payment systems, which offer greater convenience, greater reliability, and importantly, very much lower maintenance costs. Smartphone adoption, I think we're at that point where it's widespread use with smartphones. It's probably ubiquitous in certain age groups in Iowa City. And our mobile parking payment app usage has really skyrocketed. Now we have about 2/3 of all of our on-street payments are made through the mobile parking app. And following a successful pilot of our mobile payment-only lot on Burlington Street, so that's the lot that was between where the mill was and the Starbucks lot, over the last couple years, which was really seamless. We didn't see a reduction in parking because people couldn't understand. We didn't see an increase in citations because people didn't pay, so it went really well. It was very seamless. We are seeking to update the city code to treat mobile payments only parking facilities in the same manner as individual parking meters or multi-space parking meters. And ultimately, this will allow us, this ordinance amendment will allow us to expand the mobile payment only model to other areas. Specifically, we're looking right now at our parking, some of our other parking lots. We have the Market Street lot, we have the Schumann lot, which is on Market Street between Dubuque and Clinton. And we have the 2 Maiden Lane lots, and those are lots that serve really the restaurant areas on Gilbert, south of Burlington Street. So that's where we would like to expand to mobile payment only, and this ordinance would enable that. I will say that the mobile payment only is not just one payment avenue only. You can actually pay in 4 different ways. So you can use the app to pay, you can text a phone number and make a payment via text. You can connect that way through to Park Mobile. There's a QR code that will be on the signs that you can also use to pay. And if you don't have a smartphone, you can also call a phone number and you can make a payment over the phone. And it's pretty quick and easy. I did a test run last week. So there's actually 4 different ways you can pay kind of on the go. Some of the benefits, of course, to our customers, those of you that have used the app know you can pay very quickly. You can pay from your car. You can pay walking away. That's what I do. I'm usually running out the door to get somewhere, and you can pay quickly while you're on the move. You can also extend time remotely, which is great if your meeting's running long and you've got extra time in the zone that you're parked at. You can just add some more time, which is a really nice feature. And then, if you're tied up with a good friend, having a good conversation, having a coffee downtown, and you want to make sure you don't get lost in conversation and forget, you can get notifications on your phone that your time is going to run out on your meter, so it can help prevent citation tickets too if you use the app. Some of the other benefits, of course, from the city's perspective, reduce staff time, moving to a mobile payment method. There's a lot of time involved in the collection of the coins, as you might imagine, with the 1,200 spaces that we have to collect from a fairly broad area. And then also just the maintenance and upkeep of those meters individually. Each one has a cell phone essentially in it, a communication device in it. Each one has an individual credit card reader. They're all kind of battered and weary from the constant exposure to the elements. The actual computer lasts us about 5 to 7 years, so that we're on a constant replacement plan with those. Those future expenses, if we moved away, we could forego those future expenses, and we could also save that staff time today, nearly 600 hours that we're estimating just for those parking lots alone, just to keep to make sure that those meters are upkept and have a reasonable upkeep in time. And additionally, the last expense that we would offset today is we have subscription payments that we have to make for each one of those individual meters. So we would save upwards of $10,000 just to not have to pay the subscription to Civic Smart, which is where those meters are all sourced from. Happy to answer any questions you might have on this amendment tonight.
Darren, when you're in a parking garage, you can pay the person to leave, or there's the boxes where you can put money or coins into. Will you be recommending, or do you anticipate we'll add any boxes like that on the street to support street parking? I mean, obviously not at every single spot, but at strategic places. Is that a future thing for us?
Yeah, that's something that we're evaluating right now. We're taking a look at that. So if we continue to expand this pilot, we go to our parking lots next, and if we think that, okay, we're getting good adoption, we're getting a good response from the community, let's look at how we can expand this further, then I think that would be a good time to evaluate whether we could complement mobile payment with some parking payment stations strategically placed, so that folks who would just prefer to use that, or maybe they don't have a smartphone and they don't want to make a phone call, they'd be able to use parking payment stations. So that's something that we're evaluating right now. We're going out, we're talking with suppliers, generating ideas of what those costs might be, how many we think that we might be able to use in the future. So yeah, that's something we're looking at right now.
Okay.
Did you say you need a subscription for every meter?
Yes, we pay
currently, individually?
Individually, yes, we do pay. It's part of that communication. It's part of that communication. It's the upkeep. I think once upon a time that probably wasn't the case, but again, as the meters have gotten more complex, from just putting in a nickel, get some time, to adding the communications piece, adding the credit card readers. They're great features. The community has really loved them, but they take a lot more time and energy and expense for us to upkeep. So we're at a really interesting time where we have more options that are maybe outside of that can be just as convenient.
I will say that's crazy. So
Hearing no other questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone
Just
from
an editorial.
anyone from the public like to address this topic? Seeing no one in person or online, council discussion.
I'll be voting for this, but I do think we will eventually want to get those boxes. I know people who just really don't want to use their smartphone, and I don't know, maybe they'll eventually adopt, but there's some people who just don't want to do it. So
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I think
I
they're
hate
everywhere.
downloading an app.
Yeah.
I'm tired of everybody making me download an app.
yeah, I mean, there's that. There's also where you have to have a smartphone to, like Chicago, they've got big boxes, but you have to have your phone to be able to talk. So, I mean, there's all sorts of newfangled things on the horizon. I get you.
I'll be listening to hear what people say, and I feel like we're going to hear, I want to pay with money, cash, and so anyway, I'm supportive. I just wanted to say that I'm supportive of also probably getting a box or two.
Yeah. But a subscription for each meter, absolutely not.
Seems pretty inefficient.
Roll call, please.
Mo,
Yes.
Sala,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Wyline,
Yes.
Alter,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Harmson.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We are on to item number 12, council appointments. We have 12A, Climate Action Commission. This is one vacancy to fill an unexpired term upon appointment through December 31st, 2027. And we have 3 applicants.
I will jump in and say that I was impressed with Naisha Washington.
Same.
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 I can support that.
So we have 4, a majority. So could I get a motion to approve Naisha Washington? Well, is there any other discussion? I'm sorry, I shouldn't just.
I will say, without wanting to dismiss or overlook the others, I thought that it was wonderful that they applied and that they actually also put their names forward and talked about the Climate Commission. But Naisha expressly talked about it as a preliminary interest and talked about why she was really interested in it. So that was why.
Agreed.
Seemed like we have any other discussion or any other? Hearing none. Could I get a motion to appoint Naisha Washington to the Climate Action Commission?
So moved, Wyline.
Second, Burgess.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. 13, announcements of vacancies previous. We have 13A, Human Rights Commission, one vacancy to fill an unexpired term. Applications must be received by 5 p.m. Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. Airport Zoning Board of Adjustment, one vacancy to fill a 5-year term. Airport Zoning Board of Adjustment, one vacancy to fill a 5-year term. Board of Appeals, one vacancy for a licensed electrician to fill a 5-year term. Board of Appeals, one vacancy for a HVAC professional to fill an unexpired term. Historic Preservation Commission, one vacancy for a Brown Street representative to fill a 3-year term. Historic Preservation Commission, one vacancy for a Jefferson Street representative to fill a 3-year term. Historic Preservation Commission, one vacancy for a Woodlawn Avenue representative to fill a 3-year term. Vacancies will remain open until filled. We're at item number 14, City Council information. Lots happening this weekend.
I'm actually super bummed I'm not going to be in town. So everybody have an amazing time, and
Yes.
we'll miss you all.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, there's Pride, there's Juneteenth, there's Summer of the Arts, there's quite a
Everything.
few things happening in our community, which is great.
Can I just say, though, and it's not specific for Iowa City, but may we just say, orange and blue skies, man. The drought is over. Knicks forever.
Yes. Funny.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was
But I get it.
Okay.
Funny.
I'm sorry. It's just I was there in '94.
It's the year I was born.
All right, hearing no other comments. Hearing no other comments. We're moving on to item number 15, reports on items from city staff. We'll go to the city manager's office,
Not tonight, thank you.
city attorney office.
Nothing, thank you.
And we want to just say thanks for sitting in with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then city clerk's office.
Nothing, thanks.
All right, we're at item number 16. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So move, Sala.
Second, Burgess.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.